So a few weeks ago, you seen us in the garden. We took zucchinis and planted in with the corn. And at that time, the corn didn't look near this nice, and this side was just probably this tall. And that was probably only two, maybe 3 weeks ago. But if you come down here, you'll see what kind of mess we do have. So if you remember, I had all the weeds taken care of in the garden, in the corn patch. And we went through and we showed you not show you how to do it, but showed how we do it. You can take our word for it or figure it out yourself. Either way works for me. But the zucchinis that we did plant, thought them was bugs, but it's just pollen off the corn. Anyhow, I digress. Get sidetracked like a squirrel. Oh, sorry. But they're torn pretty good. All in all, the ones you can see, not because of the weeds, but all in all, for being only in the ground for what, 2-3 weeks, they're pretty decent size. So they're doing all right. I can't complain at all.
So do you think next year you'll put them in sooner? Or use them, or?
I wouldn't have needed them this year. I wouldn't have put them in this year, to be honest with you, if the corn would have filled in and did all right. But since when I put the corn in, right after I put it in, it got really, really dry and didn't rain for like weeks. I'm surprised that the corn's doing anything. So if we get an ear here and ear there, I'll be happy. I don't know that I'll do it like this again next year or not. Maybe I'll space my corn out a little further and put more in. I don't know. I don't know the answer to your question until next year comes around. But it's all in all, I'm happy with how the corn looks, and the zucchinis are doing all right. Well, they're small now, but it's only August. We got 2 more months before we get a frost. Usually about mid October is when we get to our first frost. How's it gonna frost this year? I don't know. We got 2 months of growth. We'll definitely get some zucchinis out of them. So I'm happy with where we are. My main concern is the sweet potatoes down in here. They're doing good. I mean, they look good. They're doing fine. Are we going to get any sweet potatoes? I'm sure we'll get some. Definitely won't get what I wanted.
Yeah, well, it took forever for them to even start this year.
Yeah, it did take forever for them to grow. But all in all, I can't really complain about that even. I don't know. As a whole, I'm happy with the garden. There's some things I wish would have turned out better than what they did. But at the same time, there's a lot of people in this area that's having issues with their garden this year, so it's not just us. And I didn't have enough compost to do the whole garden, so it's nobody's fault but mine that it's not doing any better than it is. So I'm good with everything.
But last year we had problems with deer eating
not down
beans.
Here. Oh yeah, we did too.
Eating the beans, shell out beans.
Yeah, but we spent how much money on a fence and put up too, so we didn't have an issue with deer. The electric kept them out.
So that was one less headache this year.
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Because we definitely didn't want that issue again this year.
No, heck no. Heck no. But I'm all right with what's going on with everything so far. I mean, the way the weather was earlier this year in May and June, I'm surprised the corn's even doing anything. So to get ears to start forming, I'm happy. I never would have thought we was going to get anything. That's why this crop was put in. Will this crop do anything? I would almost say probably not.
It won't have enough time.
When I put it in, I knew it was going to be close to having enough time to do anything. I mean, we may get something out of it. If we do, great. If we don't, whatever. It's not that big a deal. Just like these dry beans, these pinto beans, are we going to get anything out of them? They're so bug eaten, I don't know that we will. There's a lot of flowers on. I don't see any beans forming yet. Actually, there is some beans forming.
Is there?
Yeah, there is.
I was wondering.
Yeah, there's beans.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll get something out of them. Actually, there's a lot of beans on there. Cool.
Cool.
So these we'll just let them beans on until they dry on the plant before we pull them off. And the peppers, I'm really happy with the peppers, to be honest with you. As late as they took off, I mean, seemed like it took a long time for them to start growing, but now they're doing all right. Definitely can't complain.
At least we'll get something.
Yeah, we'll get some.
Something's better than nothing.
Exactly. My favorite part of the garden, truthfully, is the flowers. I think the flowers look good. We're definitely going to do more flowers mixed in with our garden next year.
Them sunflowers.
I like the Mexican sunflowers.
They are beautiful.
These here are Mexican sunflowers. They are by far.
And look how tall they got. Let me get back.
Yeah,
as tall as you.
Yeah, exactly. And just clear freaking loaded with flowers.
And they got multiple stems and heads, and they only get that big.
Yep.
But that
yeah,
orange,
and these here's dying off. These here ones are done.
That orange just stands out.
Oh yeah, they're
like
beautiful.
A red orange.
The only bad thing about these were the ones we have up above. The deer eat them. Of course, the deer eat these sunflowers too when they're small enough. If the deer wouldn't eat them, I'd plant these out around the property line, or even on the outside of the garden fence. I mean, I think they're beautiful. They definitely attract the pollinators and the beneficials.
Yeah.
The predator insects, you know.
And we put the marigolds beside them.
You can't even see the marigold, though. It's clear down here and in the shade. You know, the squash, of course, the squash is what's taking it over, but, you know.
But at the time of planting the marigolds, the sunflowers was the same size.
Well, I didn't know how big these were going to get. These I knew was going to get big, but these I had no idea they were going to get that big. I didn't know how big they got. Of course, you look at their
That's
thing.
awesome.
It don't matter a whole lot, you know. Even these sunflowers, heck, that's a nice sunflower, you know.
And look at all the heads.
Oh yeah, it's gonna
be there's there and there and there and oh my gosh, clear up there.
Yeah, they're huge. And this got a nice pepper, nice banana pepper. I assume it's a hot banana, but it might not be. It might just be a sweet banana. I don't know. Either way, it's a good pepper.
I think that's the sweet. This was the sweet row.
That's the sweet row. This is miscellaneous stuff.
Oh, okay.
The hot row's up above.
Okay.
This is miscellaneous. That's sweet.
Okay.
Anyhow, I digress. This up here
is another jungle.
It is, but that's all right. Ain't seen none of them for a while, but.
Ooh. I didn't even notice that when I was.
Vine borers. Ain't seen none of them in a while, but it's about that time of year. One thing I did learn this year is that the vine borers, which that's the first bunch of them. Well, I've seen a bunch up there, but I've never seen any down here. I had an idea they were here the way some of the plants were looking, but that's the first ones I'd actually ever seen smashed. But I come up here to show you this right here. This is a blue Hubbard squash. These things here actually are delicious. We got a few of these years ago. We bought a couple of them when we went to Niagara Falls at the one farmer's market. We bought a couple of them, brought home, and them things I like them. They're harder than a rock to break open. You almost got to use an axe to break them open. But they turned out, I like them. Hopefully these here turn out really good. This first year, we grew them once before. We grew them one other time. There's one over there is the big one I wanted to show you. Let me get around you, camera lady. Actually, I want to get up on this side.
Yeah, this one's huge.
You need to come up around that way.
Okay.
Hopefully you can see that one.
Oh my gosh.
That thing there is huge.
Jeez.
And then there's another one over there. I don't know if you can see it through it's on the other side of the fence.
Man.
But yeah.
And there's the amaranth.
So our winter squash season actually is doing really good.
Down here's some pumpkins.
Oh yeah, these pumpkins. This is Seminole pumpkin. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. And that one's a monster. That's like huge.
And one back there.
There's one back there. There's one there. There's one there. There's one there. There's one there. I don't know how many of these we're going to get. There's some on the other side of the fence. Yeah.
Man.
I think we bought one of these one time years ago down in Winchester. But when we was at the Home Service of America conference, I think we bought a Seminole pumpkin. I think that actually might be where them seeds come from. It was pretty good. We liked it. But yeah, our winter squash from between this bed and the jungle garden up above, we're gonna have more winter squash this year, which is great. We like it. I don't know if we like it that much, but we'll sell some of them too, though. And then this zucchini just like taking over the whole world. No complaints though.
That is huge.
But this thing here, this is only one plant.
And it started back there by the fence, didn't it?
No, it started here in this bed.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think you put any right there in that bed.
Yeah, I did.
But it's taken into this
I don't even know how many we harvested off of this thing already. I harvested 2. I think it was 2 yesterday morning.
And he's missing.
And then 1 today.
Jeez.
There's 1, 2.
Man.
There's 3 or 4 on still yet, but they're not ready to come off.
And it's going strong.
Yeah, very. This here is I think it's an antebellum pepper. I think this we got from Homestead of America, the seeds from Doug and Stacy's. Had them and they was giving them away, but I think Ben Holler gave them the seeds to begin with. Yeah. But hopefully I get some out of them. And down through here is just beans and amaranth. It's a kind of a weed fest, and a bugged out weed fest is what this is. There's a bee up there in the sunflower. Actually, each one of them sunflowers, however many seeds are in there, which I don't even know, but every one of them seeds actually is its own flower. These petals really aren't part of a flower, they're part of the plant. Every one of them is a flower inside there. There's hundreds of flowers inside that head. That's just part of the plant. These at this stage right here, if you take that off, and we tried this a couple years ago, we tried them with bigger heads, but if you take that off and you pull all that off and cut that off and put it on the grill and grill it with lots of butter, man, them things are delicious.
We
really,
try
really
all
good.
sorts of stuff.
We do. Why not, right?
Yep. Some things you like, some things you find out you don't like.
The problemo peppers, the first year we grew them, and these things here is delicious. And there's tons of them on there that size. I'm not sure how big they will get, but I come down this morning and grabbed one about that size and cut it up and put it in my eggs, and man, it was delicious. So these are more pinto beans. There's asparagus coming up right there, asparagus weed. It's pretty bad when you got weeds. It's called asparagus. We got tomato weeds too everywhere. That zucchini there isn't doing as well as the one down below, or the one back there further. It's doing all right. We got it several off of it. There ain't none on it now. There's a baby one on there, but it's not even, the flower on it hadn't even opened yet. Over here we got some dill. This looks really nice. Broccolis, which is the nicest looking plants broccoli wise we've ever grown. Not forming no heads yet, but you know, whatever. Lots of beets.
Lots of beets.
A locust tree that just decided it wanted to grow there, and I never cut it out yet. I will, but I didn't yet. Tomatoes out the yin yang. Another locust tree. These are actually a legume. I'm not going to dig it up, but I will cut it down. It'll come back. But I'm not gonna really worry too much about them. This tomato decided it wanted to grow. We didn't put it there.
The tomatoes aren't doing the best this year.
No, they're definitely not our best year for tomatoes, but we'll still get enough to make our sauce out of.
Oh yeah.
We don't sell them anyways. We just grow enough for us. Next year we may do more for selling, but these here's pepperoncini peppers. They're, well, it was our favorite mild hot pepper, but I think these here are now for me anyway. And these banana peppers here is hot. They're good. I had one the other day. I ate it out here in the garden. Just eat it.
And it was hot.
It was pretty warm. It wasn't unbearable hot. There's a lot more tomatoes. If I'd brought my bucket down, I'd have picked the rest of them. But, they need picked, but I'll pick them. If she don't pick them tomorrow, do I get home? I'll pick them when I get home from work tomorrow evening. I never seen it. I'm gonna guess we had a tomato hornworm the other night when we was in here pruning and twisting. We noticed that all the leaves were off.
Of just that one.
Just that one on the tops. I never seen the hornworm, but I'm sure that's what it was. I don't know anything else that would have done that like that. A bird wouldn't have ate it that I know of. These need twisted up again. But so tomorrow evening when I get home from work, I'll work on the tomato patch.
Need to write that on his list.
I will write it on my list. It's not on there right yet, but it will be. These jalapenos are doing spectacular. This is our best jalapeno year ever. We harvested a bunch. Probably 5 or 6 quarts already. Made jalapeno poppers the other night. Man, they were delicious.
Yes.
I cut one up a meg yesterday morning. It was really good. Yeah, so that's going to pretty much wrap this garden tour up. I'll do a tour of the other garden sometime, and I'll show you the project I've been working on. You'll see a little bit of it tomorrow night in the homestead tour update, but I'll show you it a little bit as we're going along. I'm doing a hugel bed down below. I'll show you how it's going. Tomorrow you'll see that, and then I'll show you more of that as I do it. But that's going to wrap this up. I got a couple of videos I need to do, some projects working on. So till we meet again, take care and God bless.
See ya.